What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, the Maxer. Today, I'm going to be ranking the Diary of Wimpy Kid books from worst to best. And Ellie's going to be here helping me. And, so, yeah, I'm going to be including the newest book, book 18. So, let's see. So you're going to find out what I think of this book. And I will be saying that No Brainer will not include, we will not put spoilers for No Brainer because not a lot of people's actually read it because it's only been out for a few days. But I'll be including spoilers for every other book because they've been out for a while now. So, yeah, make sure to like this video and subscribe. And, yeah, Alright, the worst book in my opinion, the worst book in my opinion is easily, without a question, Third Wheel. This book is very boring and very bland. Like, this is a very forgettable book. Not a lot of people's actually gonna read. Not a lot of people, I feel like, won't remember this that much unless they're really into love stories. I am not. I am not that big of a fan of, like, love stories. And, yeah, this book is forgettable. It's boring. Greg is trying to find a girlfriend, which he usually tries to do, but this is, like, over the top, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's Third Wheel. It's in last place.
I rate this an F.
Second to worst. The second worst book, in my opinion, let's find it. It is The Deep End. The Deep End, it's better than Third Wheel only because it's not a really boring love story, but it's a copy of a book that you're going to see much higher on this list, Long Haul. And The Deep End is just not a book that I would want to read that much. Like, it's a book that I don't want to read that much. And, yeah, so this book is, this book is just a copy. It has some funny moments, but that's really about it. So, the third worst book is The Getaway. This book is okay. It's kind of the copy of Long Haul, but, it's better because they're in a plane, and it has some funny moments, and I like the idea of them on a plane going to vacation, but it still feels like it has the format of Long Haul, which is what puts it lower, but I definitely read it before I'd read Deep End and Third Wheel, but that's really about, it. The fourth worst book is, I think, Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball, I feel like it has problems that The Deep End also has. The problem that these books have is that they are not relatable. They're unrelatable. Like some of the later books have some really unrelatable stuff. And the reason why Wimpy Kid is so good is because you can relate to it. And Wrecking Ball and Deep End fails at it. So, and the ending of Wrecking Ball especially, it does have some good and funny moments, and that's probably about it. So, the fifth worst book, that's gone really down. I used to really like it. It used to be a top 10 book for me, but now, the more I think about it, it's one of my least favorites now. Double Down. The thing about this book is that Double Down, it feels like there's multiple plots into one, and that's probably why, it's very, you go from one plot to a completely different plot, to another plot, to this is, too much plots. There should be one, maybe two consistent plots.
Too many.
So this is too many, in my opinion. And then I think the next one that's probably a little bit of a is probably The Ugly Truth. Ugly Truth is, I think, one of the it's a classic book, but it just, in comparison to it's when you compare it to other books, it goes lower down on the list. Now, it does have some funny parts, and it has a great, idea. The idea is really good, but the execution is not so great. It's about Greg getting older, which is a cool idea for, older kids, but younger kids aren't really going to be into that kind of stuff. But maybe over time it will get better for me, but it's just going to go here for now.
I'd say a D.
Ugly Truth. Ugly Truth, okay. And then 12th place. This is, alright, massive gap from Ugly Truth. We go from just okay books to really good books. Long Haul is going to take 12th place. Now, it might be lower, but it's still a really good book. I think it introduces the idea of road trips, which is really good. I think this does the road trip thing the best out of the 3 books that we get. Way better than its follow-ups. But Long Haul, I think is a really cool idea. It should have been the only book that's a road trip, but of course that couldn't be the case. So Long Haul, I really like Long Haul. I think it's a very fun book to read. So yeah, that's what I think of it. 11th place is another classic book, and that is Dog Days. Now, Dog Days, get me wrong, I love Dog Days, but comparing to other books that I've read, I don't think it's quite as good, but it's still really good. It's Summer Vacation, which is really good. They actually focus on Greg's summer vacation, which is really good. And yeah, we haven't done that really in the past 3 books. This is one of the earlier books, so it's more simplistic, but the more simplistic it is, probably I think the better it is. So, 11th place, Dog Days, still love this book. 10th place is actually going to be the newest book, which is No Brainer. Like I said, I'm not going to give spoilers to this book. It's basically I'll kind of read the plot. So basically, on the back of the book, it just says that, Greg Heffley's, it's not, really, the school is gonna close down his school, and, but then he tries to change his tune once he realizes he's gonna go to a different school than Raleigh Jefferson. So, that's basically the plot of this book, but, I'm not gonna give spoilers. This is number 10. The thing about this book is I don't feel like I can put it higher. I can't put it higher than some of the other books, but I really want to, because I really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
It's a meh.
You haven't even read this book, actually. But I have. I think it's pretty good. I think it's a book that you should read.
Yeah.
Number 9, Hard Luck. I love Hard Luck. It is so good. Magic 8 Ball. Yeah, just
Hard luck.
It's the twist about the Magic 8 Ball at the end is really good. I think it's a really good and classic book that I think is a book that is really good. That Magic 8 Ball carries this book hard.
It's funny that Raleigh Jefferson had ditched him.
He also does in Ugly Truth. But yeah, that's why I think Hard Luck is better. Way better. So, number 9, Hard Luck. Number 8 is going to be Old School. Old School is really underrated. And I don't know why it's so underrated. It's so good. Old School, especially the ending where they're at Hardscrabble's farm, that's the part of the book that I go back to read. Because I think it's funny, it's a new and interesting idea of this like myth this like legend that I forget its name, but this like farmer turns into like a monster.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool idea. So 8th place, old school. So number seven, Big Shot. This is one of the newer books. Big Shot, I think, is a really fun book to read. It's about, and they've talked about sports before in the Wimpy Kid book series, but this actually focuses on it. It's one plot, and I think the plot they use it's pretty good. It's really good. It's a really good book to read, and it's actually relatable, which is something that Deep End wasn't. So I think the ending is a good thing. So
I'd say it's okay. It's okay for me.
So yeah, 7th place, Big Shot. Number 6 is, well, her favorite, Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever is the last, like, really classic. It's the last classic book. I think the first 6 are classics, and then the rest of them are not classics. But this is, I think, really good. It's snow themed. It reminds me of the pandemic. But I think the snow, so he can't go outside because of it, is really good. It's a really good book to read. I think the parts where they have to stay in, the vandalism of the school is a really good
In this
thing.
one, the doll has disappeared when it was right there. We don't know what happened to it.
One negative of this book is Manny Heffley.
Yeah,
Screw Manny Heffley.
Screw
But
him.
6th place is still Cabin Fever. I still love this book. Alright, number 5, The Meltdown. The Meltdown is, I think it's basically Cabin Fever on the snow theme, but does it better. This time, Greg is in the snow, and I love the snowball fight. I love the snowball fight at the end. This is a great book that I really like reading.
I'd say this is like around a B or a C, but that's okay with me.
For me, it's like A+, S-, S or A for me on Meltdown. S here for me. So Meltdown is 5th place. Number 4 is one of the more recent books, Diaper Overload. Diaper Overload is, well, you can tell they misspelled diaper.
Even though Roderick still doesn't know how to spell diaper when it's spelled D-I-A.
So, in terms of, like, spelling, Roderick isn't that smart. But this is a really good book that I really enjoyed reading. This book, it focuses on Roderick. This is, like, the first time that Greg doesn't feel like he's the main character. Roderick is. And I think that's a really good idea. Roderick Rules kind of did it, but Greg was still kind of the main character. This goes full Roderick. And I think, and that's what I like about this book. Roderick is one of my favorites. Top 2 favorite, probably. And Roderick, I like the idea that they're trying to win a concert, like a challenge, a competition. And Roderick is really good in this book. I like how they bring back Bill.
I feel like this is a sequel to one of the other books.
Yeah. So, number 4, Diaper Overload. I love this book. Alright, top 3. Number 3 is The Last Straw. Last Straw is a classic book. This could have, and if this was the end of the series, honestly wouldn't be really mad. This feels like a good ending. It's solid enough ending. I like the idea. Greg's dad is in this a lot, which usually, if you look at the other books, he's in the back of the line. This time, he's in the front of the line, next to Greg. I like how he's trying to, Greg isn't doing, because of Greg's, like, behavior, he tries to get him like into like sports, and then tries to get him to go to a military academy, or spag union as it's called, which I think is a really cool concept. It feels like if I was Greg's dad, the guy I would send to spag union is Roderick.
Definitely.
But I love this book. I think it's a classic. Number 2, these two are basically near perfect. Number 2 is Roderick Rules, the best sequel, easily, no question, the best sequel. It has Roderick, which is the reason why I like Diaper Overload. It's the same for Roderick Rules. He's in it a lot. I really like Roderick Rules. The story about the talent show at the end is really good. One of the funnier Wimpy Kid books I've read.
Yeah.
Roderick is great. And also the thing about this book, in the first book, it focused Greg at school. This one focuses Greg at home, on the family more, which I think is cool. Like a little, which I think is cool. So Roderick Rules is number 2.
And now
number 1 is the original. Now, okay, to be fair, I'm not putting this at first place because it's the original. I'm putting at this in number 1 is because it's funny, relatable, and I think I've actually read Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid before this, Raleigh Jefferson's book, but I think this is the first Wimpy Kid book I've read. So that's, this is a classic story. Sure, maybe some of it hasn't aged well, but the cheese touch, which Double Down, positive for Double Down, is that it actually brings back the cheese touch. It mentions it. Cheese touch is the best villain, and it's just a pile of cheese. It's just a piece of cheese. I think everybody in this is great, except for Manny.
I hate Manny.
But number 1 is this. I love the original book. That is my ranking. Make sure to like this video, subscribe,
and watch our videos before this.
Please look at the pillow.
And make sure to get us above 10 subscribers. Peace.